Good morning, Dawgpound South campers. This is the Fanatical Elf. This is the Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network. I'm your host, Steve Gill. Well, week one, free agency in the books. A lot of people are complaining that the Browns didn't do a big splash signing, but Andrew Berry basically told you he wasn't going to do a big splash signing. For once, you listen to what Andrew Berry said at the Combine, and you can believe what he said at the Combine. Made perfect sense. He said he'd be a little bit more aggressive than last year, which they have been, and they'd be targeted signings and trades. Again, O-line, bingo. Linebacker after you lose Devin Bush, because they weren't going to re-sign Devin Bush. So, yeah, they were targeted. So what do these guys have in common? Well, they're versatile and they're durable. I'll take that any day of the week, especially the second one, durable. Oh, man. How many times have we seen everybody get hurt last year? So far, I would give them, well, he said he did what he said he was going to do. So I got no problem with it. Like I said Thursday night, they weren't in on Lindenbaum. Charlie Kohler got $8 million for a third-string tight end. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. And also news, late Friday, there was an adjustment in the salary cap, which I'll explain after the break. In a little while, I'll explain that. I know that the media is going to screw this up, so I'll explain it to you. But first, what do they need to do? Well, they still need to find a quarterback. Why Geno Smith wanted to go back to New York, I have no idea. The Jets, because they got rid of him. And getting rid of him put them in quarterback purgatory. So what do? They bring him back. Makes no sense. So right now, I don't see any free agent veteran quarterback that's worthy. Maybe they pull a trade. I mentioned Thursday night that Todd Moken likes Jameis Winston, had him down in Tampa. If I can't believe the Arizona Cardinals are going to go into this season with Jacoby Brissett as their starter. As soon as I saw that, it made no sense to me whatsoever. So those are two potentials. Running back, they haven't made any moves at running back. I had heard that they're interested in a number 2 running back, and nothing has been linked to the Browns. So maybe they're happy with Rocket Sanders. I'm perfectly happy with Rocket Sanders. I thought he played I thought he played great last year. Tight end, they still need a number 2 tight end. Now you can get it in the draft, or because Stoller is nothing but an inline blocking tight end, which is great. They need all the offensive blocking they can get. So I've heard Dallas Goedert mentioned. Zach Ertz is out there. Jonnu Smith is out there. He needs to repair his reputation, sign a 1-year deal, catch a lot of passes, boom. He carries it over and gets his last big contract. Wide receiver, none of these free agents excite me whatsoever. They definitely might have to trade if they want somebody good. Now, the only 2 you've got is Marvin Harrison Jr., and I don't see the Arizona Cardinals getting rid of him. And Brian Thomas and the Jaguars originally asked for the Browns' number 24 pick. That ain't going to happen. Not for Brian Thomas Jr. So maybe they go cheap free agent depth. Ian Thomas, Tyler Higbee, Darren Walker, Will Dissly, somebody like that. Does that improve the room? Well, if you draft a wide receiver in the first round, then yeah, that could improve the room. They got to do something about Cedric Tillman. He's due a roster bonus or a performance bonus pretty soon, so they have to decide what they're going to do with him. And they're looking to save cap space, not give cap space away to somebody who just can't seem to stay healthy. I haven't heard anything about offensive tackles. Rasheed Walker went to Carolina. if they're happy with KT Levinston and Dawgpound Jones, we have a serious problem, folks. Because Levinston, give him another year, and he could be a good to average tackle, or move him to guard. Take one, do one or the other. As for Dawgpound Jones, I like him, but just can't stay healthy. He's got to lose 30 pounds. Again, guard, they seem pretty happy. I wouldn't be surprised if they sign a veteran. You keep hearing about Chris Paul, Kevin Zeitler. I have no clue what's going on with Batonio. His dead cap space is listed on Over the Cap as pretty much set in stone. So unless they've got something they haven't told anybody. Center, looks like they're done with Elton Jenkins and Luke Whippler as the backup. I'd love to see another veteran as backup because you can't really count on Luke Whippler. Going on the defense, they got to replace Chris Edmonds, their number 4 pass rusher. Pretty much took care of the defensive tackle with the new guy. By the way, I've seen some film. Very impressive. Linebacker, signed Quincy Williams. It wouldn't hurt to re-sign Mahmoud Dabate and maybe even Jerome Baker. Slot, now the secondary. Here's where we're getting a little dicey. They need a slot corner. I don't like. I'm sorry. I don't like Miles Harden as the number 5 guy. I just don't. And it may not make a lot of people happy, but Mike Hilton is still out there, and he's a pretty damn good slot corner. And they also need another safety. But right now the safety market is kind of bare. A lot of them just have signed for very big money, and I can't see the Browns. I just re-signed Rayshon Jenkins. Let's just take care of that. He knows this. I liked him. He's a good cover safety. He could be another. They need a free safety. So that's what we're looking at. And I agree with Jeffrey Champion. They kind of did sit on their hands. But if you look at it, Kyler Murray wasn't going to come here. Geno Smith, for some reason, wanted to go back to the Jets, and the Jets wanted him, which makes no sense whatsoever. But they're looking for a veteran starter. And like I said, right now, Snoop Huntley signing back with Baltimore, that kind of hurt. Todd Monken has a good relationship with him, and he's played well with Todd Monken, so we'll see. But just remember, I've got a feeling that Jameis Winston might be making a second trip to Cleveland, which is kind of scary if you think about it. That's that. Thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey. I forgot about Marcus Mariota. I would have been happy with Marcus Mariota as well. But they supposedly got a plan. We'll find out coming up here. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and I'll explain this salary cap adjustment. So every year they adjust the salary cap. Tony Grossi retweeted it thinking that it was all the insurance money for Deshaun Watson. It wasn't. It was his insurance was about $5 million. So what's the other 12.8? These are incentives that were not earned. Incentives in contracts are broken down 2 different ways. Likely to be earned and earned. Likely to be earned is like saying that, what's a good example? Denzel Ward would start 5 games. That's likely to happen. So that's where this money is added back. Some of it is insurance, like $5 million. The other 12.8. Let's face facts. A lot of the guys on this team did not earn any performance bonuses. I mean, everybody saw him play. Pretty obvious that, yeah, it would probably add up to about 12.8. So what are you going to do? What are the Browns going to do? Right now, they're at 9.1 under the cap. They're still going to be active in free agency. I've been told they're not done yet. So I will take that to, I'll be checking Twitter all the time this week too. So they haven't completely restructured Denzel Ward, speaking of, contract yet. So they only did his bonus. They could redo the entire deal and add about 12.4 million. For some reason, over the cap, which is the only thing I use, they're quick, they're easy, they're accurate. They still haven't listed Titus Howard's contract yet. Now, if you follow Jack Duffin like I do, he's projecting that first year contract is going to be about 5 million, not 17 million. So if that is the case, boom, there's another $12 million. So you add that to the 9, so boom, there you are, man. You're at close to $31 million. Now, on Monday, Cleveland media are going to try to explain this, and they're going to have no clue. Just remember, the vast majority of this is bonuses that were not earned by players. And if we all watch the games, we kind of figured out, yeah, they didn't earn a lot of performance bonuses. Okay. So that's it for today. Everybody enjoy college basketball. March Madness. I'm an accountant, and my version of March Madness is a whole lot different than everybody else. It's my busiest month. So I'm going to look to see what the Browns do. The defensive tackle they signed makes perfect sense. Kid's good against the run. He's insurance. You're basically going to – they would love to have Graham and Hall be their starting defensive tackles. Rookie deal still, young. But Michael Hall can't stay healthy. Malik Collins got hurt last year, right when he's playing at Pro Bowl level. So you bring in a young guy, very good. He was very good with the 49ers. So I love that depth. The secondary guys they signed, special teamers. You're not going to get a slot corner out of either one of them. They need a slot corner. They have to. What's Jeffrey asking now? Use my call defensive end. They could. Aiden Huntington, my favorite guy, he plays defensive tackle and defensive end. Alex Wright can play defensive tackle and defensive end. They designed that way. They signed these players, got these players for Jim Schwartz so he could interchange them, move them around. Myles Garrett moves around all the time. So, yeah, I could see that too. But they still need to get another edge rusher, and they still need to add depth to the defense and the offense. We're coming up to training camp. You need bodies. So I look for them to add depth. And right now the prime spots for starters are, as always, quarterback and wide receiver. Unless they plan on drafting a wide receiver, then, like I said, you get some depth guy, like a Tyler Higbee or a Darren Walker or somebody like that. So it's a good wide receiver. If Carnell Tate's there at 6, I'm jumping all over. I'm sorry. And that's not because I like Ohio State. I think he's the best wide receiver in the draft. And there's a potential for him to be there at 6. So you grab it. You can get a tackle later, unless there's still a couple tackles out there. Unless they've got another trade lined up. But I can't see that. I can see him sign. There's still a couple tackles left, so I'm not worried about it. So that's it for today. Enjoy the basketball and the selection show. I'm curious to see where Ohio State ends up. I gave Michigan all they could handle the other day. So everybody, have a great day. Thank you for following, listening, subscribing, and watching us here at the Fanatical Elves Network. This has been the Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network, brought to you by Heritage Coffee, where they shake the hands of the farmer. Everybody. Hemisphere Coffee. I'm sorry. Everybody, have a great day and go Browns.